one of my favorite fruit salads to make on a detox diet is the summer fruit salad. Unfortunately, I find that these fruits are only available in summer in South Africa, unless of course you live in London and can buy all your fruit from Harrods, but you've got to be married to a prince in that case. And here I'm adding strawberries, which are wonderful on a detox program because they are so high in vitamin C. They're also very high in lycopene, which gives it that red color. It's one of the carotenoid family, also very high in beta carotene. And vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, and then I'm adding to that lychees. Now lychees are an interesting fruit. They're grown in areas like China and Thailand. Very high in minerals more than vitamins. Anything that's white like this very often is more high in minerals than it is in vitamins, but still an excellent source of nutritional value. And all fresh fruit, as long as it's raw, is alkaline on your bloodstream, which is what you want in a detox program. Well, you want an 80% alkaline forming diet when you're eating normally anyway, and on a detox program you're probably following a 90 to 100% alkaline forming diet. To this I'm going to add some fresh apricots, and these apricots are sweet and delicious in summer, and very high in beta carotene as well, and some lycopene. And then of course the grapes. Grapes are a wonderful source of iron. Excellent source of bioflavonoids and phytonutrients that are known to prevent heart disease. Of course, in France they'll tell you that you need to drink wine to prevent heart disease, but it's not the alcohol in the wine, it's the nutritional value from the grapes that helps prevent heart disease. And having it in a fermented state is not going to help your heart, believe me. You're going to benefit far more from eating fresh grapes or raisins than drinking the wine. And then, of course, one of my favorite fruits is mango. And mango here I'm just dicing and adding this to this particular fruit salad. Very, very high in beta-carotene. I love eating mangoes in summer because it helps protect my skin from sun damage and protect against skin cancer. As much as I try and stay out of peak midday sun in summer, you sometimes find you may be exposed to it, and I find that my skin can handle sun very efficiently as long as I'm having lots of fruit and vegetables that contain beta-carotene. And there you've got strawberries, apricots, and mangoes. Now, of course, we're adding to this cherries. We are adding to this cherries. You'd swear I'd been drinking the wine, never mind alcohol in the grapes. These are unfermented fresh cherries, and very high in iron. This dark color indicates that it's very, very high in iron, and a wonderful source of vitamin C, excellent source of calcium, magnesium, potassium, selenium, zinc. I absolutely adore cherries, and they're just in season for a month out of every year. It's just never enough for me. I could sit and eat packets and packets of cherries. Probably just as well that they're only in season for such a short time, because I'd overdose on them completely. Now, one of my favorite fruits to add to a fruit salad is passion fruit, also known as granadilla, which is very high in calcium and vitamin C, all very excellent for a detox program. Of course, this fruit salad can be eaten at any time. I like making this type of salad at Christmas time and New Year, in the morning for breakfast if I've got visitors. They absolutely love this salad. I could eat it all day long, all year round if it was available. It's just quite a lot of work slicing and dicing all of this every single morning, so I tend to fall back on my nut shake or smoothie in the morning. And we're going to add a version of the nut shake on top of this, which is the cashew cream. So you just blend all those together. Those flavors are superb, and we're going to serve this, as I say, with our cashew cream. And the cashew cream is made with unsalted raw cashew nuts. Wonderful source of protein. Not the most protein you'd find in any nut, but at least 15% protein, which is pretty good. your almonds, which you could do this with almonds, but it's just not as creamy. And it's not the fat that's making this creamy, by the way. It's quite a lot of carbohydrate content in your cashews. But it's good quality carbohydrate. It's unprocessed and unheated. So it contains protein, it contains some essential fatty acids, and to this we're going to add some freshly extracted apple juice. You can also use fresh orange juice, but I find it tends to be quite tart in summertime. I'm adding ice to this. It gives it a lovely creaminess, and fresh pineapple slices. And we're going to blend this together until it's really, really smooth. Once this is finely ground and smooth, we're then going to serve it with that delicious summer fruit salad. And just the only thing you have to be careful about with these two dishes is not to make an absolute pig of yourself. I have found young, old, middle-aged, in between, everybody loves the salad and the cashew cream. And then we're on to our grilled vegetable bake, which you can also call your zucchini and tomato bake. You can call it an eggplant and mushroom bake, but grilled vegetable bake will just do. This is a wonderful dish to eat when you're detoxing. If you're not on the totally raw diet, and you can have some cooked veggies, it contains no starch. And on this occasion I'm going to be adding some grated Parmesan cheese and some organic cream, which is great when you're having people over and they're not used to eating the natural way, and they're looking for something that's a little bit more substantial. You may want to serve then a starch with it. It can be served with a protein dish as well, because it's a neutral dish. But this is a wonderful meal to eat when you're having a cooked meal on a detox program, because you feel like you're eating an absolute feast. And yet every single food that is in here is very nutritious. Now you need to slice your eggplants until they're 1/4 inch or 1/2 centimeter thick. I'm seasoning them with our organic, but this is not the organic, this is our kitchen version of salts, the garlic and herb salts, which is also available in the organic version. It's available online from our website, www.maryannes.com, and at various stores right throughout South Africa, supermarkets and health stores. And once the eggplants are grilled, they're not hard, they're nicely grilled, and just have those lovely stripes on them, which make them look so very delicious. Somehow they just look more delicious when they've got those grilled stripes on them. At the base of the dish, I've added some finely chopped celery, which you can leave out if you don't like celery. And then I'm adding some finely chopped leeks or spring onion. Just add as much as you like. If you don't like adding the leeks or spring onions, leave them out altogether. I'm not particularly great with onion when I'm on a detox program, but a little bit like this won't be a big problem. Just that onion and garlic do tend to slow down your thyroid function if you're eating it on a regular basis, and that's if it's raw, and in this occasion it is actually cooked. Now you layer your eggplants in the dish, and eggplants are, again, because of the white colour, not very nutritious on the vitamin side, but very nutritious in the mineral side. So they're a good source of things like calcium, potassium, magnesium. And to this I'm adding mushrooms. Mushrooms also excellent source of minerals. Completely alkaline. Some people don't like to eat them because they say they're a fungus, but I've never had a problem personally, and we've come across very few people who have problems with mushrooms. They tend to give the dish some flavour and texture. And I'm adding here the grated Parmesan cheese, and you can add some finely ground cashew nuts instead of the Parmesan cheese on a detox program. Then I'm adding some Italian tomato puree. I use the Italian product because it is sweet. Far nicer flavour than the sort of locally made tomato purees that you get. I find the Italian tomatoes, I think that because they grow them until they're ripe and ripen on the vine, the puree is so much sweeter. Now what you're doing here is you're just repeating the layers, and if you don't want to use the tomato puree, you could use the chopped tomatoes like I'm using here. I've used a combination of both. final layer with some grilled eggplants, and then tomato slices and zucchini or baby marrows, they're also known as courgettes. And once you've layered the courgettes or the zucchini and the tomato, we're going to bake this dish at 180 degrees centigrade, which is a moderate or medium oven, for about 45 minutes. And when it's been in the oven for that period, just take it out. It should be sort of bubbling. We're going to pour over a bit of cream beforehand, and if you don't want to use the cream, if you're a vegan, you can leave it out altogether. You do have the tomato puree in there that adds to the liquid in the dish, or you can add a little bit of soy milk if you'd like. On a detox program, I would leave out the cheese and I would leave out the cream. I would add finely ground cashew nuts and sprinkling this, just adding a little bit of our organic herb salt before I pop this into the oven. Now, some people have asked me if they can add a bit of grated cheese on top of this, which you can do if you're not on a detox program. But I find that adding cheese detracts from this lovely pattern of the tomatoes and the zucchini, and it just covers up those textures and colours. So, of course, we have to start all our cooked meals with raw food. If you're following the natural way, you'll know that one of the main 5 steps, is to always start your cooked meals with some raw vegetables. And here we have a butternut and baby spinach salad with red pepper mayonnaise. Now, the red pepper mayonnaise we have made on a previous DVD. We need a packet of baby spinach for this. Some people call it continental spinach. And then I've sliced the butternut. You can also use pumpkin. And I've grilled it as we did the eggplants previously. Butternut, of course, being that lovely yellow colour, are very high in the carotenoids. Your spinach is very high in iron, very high in calcium, very alkaline, being a green leafy vegetable. And green leaves also contain a lot of chlorophyll, which are known to help with the whole detoxification process, especially with neutralizing heavy metals and helping the immune system function more efficiently. We're going to add some sliced tomato. You could use some the little baby cocktail tomatoes as well. And we're just going to layer. This is a layered salad as well. You wouldn't toss it because it ends up bruising those spinach leaves and it ends up looking really messy. So don't actually toss this. I'm adding some avocado, which is really out of season in summer, but you can get hold of it. I just tend to find the avocados in summer don't taste particularly nice. They're just really strong tasting. Their fat content's very high. Adding a little bit of chopped celery to give it a bit of a crunch. Again, you can leave that out. And now I'm adding some capers. Now, a lot of people seem to think that capers are some kind of animal, but in fact what they are is the bud from a plant very closely related to the nasturtium flower. It is the little, if you open it up, you can actually see the stigma style and the calyx and the filament and all the little things we learnt about in school. Now, capers are also an excellent source of minerals again. They contain also folic acid, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and they contain a certain amount, tiny amount of fat. And speaking of fat, I'm adding some feta cheese here. Now, I'm adding feta cheese again because in this instance I was making this dish to serve to some visitors and just giving it a little bit more body so that they could feel a bit more comfortable. This was organic feta cheese that I was adding. Again, on a detox program, cheese is not ideal, so it's best to leave the cheese out. You can add some olives to this. What I am adding is some of one of my best dressings, which is the red pepper mayonnaise, which is found in the Natural Way Recipe Book 2 It is also on one of our previous DVDs. You'd have to just check out on the website to see which one. I think it was 1, 2, or 3, the first couple that we did. It's very easy, made with red peppers, lemon juice, extra virgin olive oil, and our garlic and herb salt.